Don't turn here. Don't turn left. Stay straight.
Why?
I don't know. But don't turn. Just keep going straight.
All right.
There's a road sign.
It's probably the name of the town. Kirk, what is it? You look so strange.
There's something about that sign. About this street.
Well, it said Oakdale. Does that remind you of something?
No. No, I don't know.
Honey, you have to tell me what you're feeling. Does any of this mean anything to you?
I don't know, Emily.
What a lovely house. Did you see it? Had a sign in the front on the lawn for sale. You know what? I'm going to turn this car around. We're going to go back and look at it just for the fun of it. Isn't this the warmest house you've ever been in? Oh, and look at those windows. So charming. And this fireplace. Oh, it's like a dream house. Honey, what is it?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen this house before. All houses look the same, probably.
Not this one. This one's special. Hi, Mrs. Peobody, the real estate broker. Isn't this the loveliest place you've ever been? And you know something? You two look as if you belong in it.
You know, to tell you the truth, we're really not in the market for buying a house, Mrs. Peabody.
I don't believe you. I mean, everybody's in the market for the right house when it comes along, and you two wouldn't have stopped in if there wasn't just the teensiest bit of interest. Am I right?
Well, I really don't even know why we're here. You see, my husband, well, we were just driving through your lovely town, and we saw this house, and
well,
the sign...
let me show you the rest of the place. I mean, I know the living room is enchanting, but everybody falls in love with the kitchen, not to mention the library and the master bedroom.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I really wouldn't want to waste your time. We're really here only on an impulse.
Impulses are wonderful. I give in to them whenever they happen. Oh, I don't mind showing you around. I have nothing better to do. Unless, of course, you'd rather look around by yourself.
Yes, yeah. I think I'd like to do that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Is your husband feeling all right?
Yeah, he's been ill, but he's feeling better now.
He looks a little familiar. Did you tell me your name?
No, it's Michaels. Kirk and Emily Michaels.
Michaels. No, that doesn't sound familiar. Well, I mean, you can join your husband if you'd like, Mrs. Michaels. It's perfectly all right.
No, I think I'll let him go off on his own.
Well, let him do that. Believe me, Mrs. Michaels, I have sold a lot of houses to a lot of husbands who were not in the market. And I've always found the best psychology is to let it be their idea, if you know what I mean.
You know, I really was telling you the truth. We couldn't possibly afford a house of our own, nice as it would be.
Well, where are you living now?
With my father, in Evansville. It's near Grand Falls.
Well, I think all young couples should have their own home. I mean, that's my feeling. Oh, there was such a lovely couple here before. They'd still be here except for a terrible tragedy.
Tragedy?
Well, I mean, I didn't know them personally, Mr. and Mrs. Scott, but everyone said they were the loveliest couple you'd ever want to meet. Newlyweds, really, and, well, they'd been married a little over a year. In fact, she was pregnant with her first child when it happened.
Well, what happened? Was there something in this house?
Oh, no, nothing like that. No, the young man was accused of murdering his wife's mother. Convicted, as a matter of fact. You must have heard of the case.
No, I don't pay much attention to the news, especially when it's sad.
Oh, well, it was really a sad story. I mean, the poor young man was wrongly convicted of the crime and sent to prison. Only he never got there. He was killed in a train wreck before they found out he was innocent.
Oh, that's awful. Well, what about this poor man's wife?
Oh, well, I mean, she couldn't bear coming back here. That's why the house is on the market. Fortunately, she's got a lot of money. She's living in a penthouse in Monticello now. So she put this place on the market. And just between you and me, Mrs. Michaels, money would not be the object if she could sell to the right party.
Well, what is she asking?
Well, I put an asking price of $125,000 on it.
Oh, my gosh, that's a fortune.
Well, that's what houses are going for these days. But I feel sure Mrs. Scott would accept as little as, say, $100,000 if she liked the people. And, personally, I think she'd like you two very much.
You're asking me to do the impossible. Let's start with something slightly improbable.
Well, Cliff, if you can't get that court order, I'll get it myself. I've had a little experience in these matters.
You can't do that. You can't handle your own case.
I can't? I will if I have to. Look, I thought you were handling this, but from the way you're carrying on today, I don't know.
Look, I will do everything in my power, but you or me or any other lawyer isn't going to get Judge Hayworth or anybody else on that bench to issue an order telling Jamie's mother to give the kid back.
I'm not expecting that. I just want the strongest injunction possible to protect him, to make sure that he's not taken out of this country.
Oh, you think she'd do that?
I wouldn't put it past her. After all, if she leaves town, she doesn't have to worry about me taking him back, does she?
You can't do that. That's kidnapping. Don't you think she knows that?
I think she's fairly confident of that, but she might be worried about somebody else acting for me.
Oh, you mean like Deborah or one of her friends?
Or Geraldine Saxon or whoever. The point is, I don't know how Raven is thinking right now, so I have to protect Jamie until I can get my custody suit filed.
But you're going to have to be patient. Oh, Bus, unfortunately, you're dealing in a legal system here that feels that a woman, no matter how despicable, is a better parent than a man. Now, we'll just have to proceed step by step. The first step is to prove paternity.
Well, I've already proved that. It's just a matter of waiting for Judge Hayworth to rule on my petition, and you've got to push him on that.
Hey, you know how obnoxious I can be. I'll be a bulldog in this case. I'll be chewing the cuff of his trousers every day. Look, we're going to win this case in the end. Especially since custody's easy with that letter that Raven wrote to April Scott. You know, if you are so anxious about this case, why haven't you produced that letter?
Because April hasn't given it to me yet.
There's no question about her giving it to you, is there?
I don't think so, no.
Well, why should there be? You're best friends now. She leans on you. She'll do anything you
Let's
ask.
drop that subject, shall we?
You like her too, don't you? Hey, you know, who knows? Someday you and April
Cliff,
might...
drop it.
Sorry, didn't mean to pry. Excuse me. Anna?
Hi, it's Raven. Don't say a word. I know Logan's in your office, and I don't want him to know I'm here.
Well, what can I do?
Look, I'm right outside your office at Anna's desk. She went out to lunch. Now, it's very important that I talk to you, but I don't want Logan to know I'm here.
You know, I'm very busy now. I don't think to...
I'm going to go to the ladies' room, and then as soon as he leaves, I'll be right back, okay? Bye.
No, I don't... Wait! Well, Anna, you have to go to lunch. I guess you have to go to lunch. I'm sorry. Sure, be fine. Oh, where were we?
No, I don't think Raven has hired a lawyer yet, but she will as soon as she's slapped with that court order.
Well, she's in town now. I mean, I've heard that she was in town now, and I don't think we need an injunction now to keep her here.
Without being rude, I don't care what you think. I want one, so get it for me. I want Jamie protected. You let me know how Judge Hayworth rules on this thing, and I'm sure the judge is going to rule correctly.
Sure,
He's an
boss.
honorable man.
I'll tell you. All clear.
I'm glad. What's the matter with you? You seem a little nervous today.
I'm just showing you out of the office, that's all.
I want your best effort on this, Cliff. Your best.
Oh, yes, sir. You can trust me. Just a minute. Come in.
Hi. Well, I'm sorry about all the intrigue, but I heard Logan through the office door, and I thought it probably wouldn't be a good time for a visit.
Just what is the reason of this visit? Unless you came here to return that boy which you stole illegally from the hotel.
Stop it! You know very well I didn't do anything illegal.
Mrs. Swift, I don't think you realize what trouble you're in. I have an appointment in an hour with the judge, and we're going to talk about you. And when we are done, I think he's going to recommend that you go to jail.
Cliff, you don't scare me. Besides, I didn't come here to talk about that.
You didn't?
No, I came here to see you. I wanted to see what you look like in this old office of Draper's.
Oh, what do you think?
I think you look terrific. You look a lot better than Draper did.
Oh, you think I do?
You do? You look like a very high-powered attorney. Draper always sort of looked like a little boy trying to play big executive.
You wouldn't be trying to flatter me now, would you?
Me?
Mrs. Swift, if you think you can get around me that easy, come in here wearing some clinging dress and smell up my office with expensive perfume, I think you're crazy.
You like it?
It's not going to work. I'm going to go find a judge, and he's going to give you two choices. Give back that baby or go to jail.
I was real disappointed when I didn't hear from you.
Oh, you'll hear from me, believe me.
Clifford, I do not mean as an attorney. You know, I thought the last time we met that there was a little bit of electricity there.
Wait now. Mrs. Swift, I've heard all about you. I know exactly what you're trying to do here.
I'm just a little disappointed you didn't ask me out.
Well, how could I ask you out? Your husband is my client. And he's my best friend, too.
Aha. So you've got that assignment and Draper's old office, huh?
Look, Mrs. Swift, I don't think this is going to look very good if you're here.
Raven,
What?
I told you to call me Raven. Now look, if you're not interested in a social dinner, how about a business dinner?
What do you mean?
You're Logan's attorney. Don't you think you should try to find some reasonable out-of-court settlement for this whole thing?
Well, that would be wonderful, sure. That is, of course, if you're willing to be reasonable.
Well, you'll have to take me out and see, won't you?
I don't think that this is a very good idea now.
Cliff, this is my new number. Take it, come on. So give me a call sometime, okay? Counselor.
I really enjoyed that, Aunt Nancy. You know, I don't believe I've enjoyed my puppets more than I did this morning in that children's ward.
Oh, I'm sure those children loved them.
Yeah, but they couldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did. It's a great idea, Aunt Nancy. Thanks a lot.
Well, it wasn't exactly Broadway, but it was a chance to get some experience. Besides, remember I told you if you play your cards right, you just might get a newspaper story out of it.
Yeah, but I don't want you to feel pressured or anything. I don't want to take advantage of you.
Believe me, Kelly, if you hadn't done such a great job up there, I wouldn't make the offer because you wouldn't be ready for it. Besides, it'll just be a small item in the theater section.
Hey, but that's perfect. It's where I want to be.
I have a feeling that you know exactly where you want to be for the next 50 years.
If I have 50 years.
If? What if? Oh, Kelly, my goodness, you're a big, strong young man. I mean, don't talk to me, please, about the bomb or pollution getting you. You're much too young to be pessimistic.
But it's the young that worry about these things.
Okay. And there are other things to worry about, too, and other things to think about besides your career. For one thing, you haven't mentioned anything about what your future plans are, how long you're going to stay in Monticello. You haven't said a word about school.
I'm finished with school.
Well, what about college?
I have my puppets. My puppets are my life.
Kelly, what do your parents think about that? You realize you haven't really said anything about your mom and dad except that they're okay? Is there something that you're not telling us?
Hello, you two. Mind if I join you? I want to see if I can get the star's autograph.
Miles, of course. Please, sit down.
You're really terrific, Kelly. I'm not saying that because the tough little critics up there were wild about you. I really think you have talent.
Hey, well, thanks, Dr. Kavanaugh.
Look, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to the hospital administration, see if we can book you in some of the other wards.
Hey, that's fine with me.
All right, wait, there's no money in it, all right? Just be experience, satisfaction.
Good, good. I told Kelly I'd get him some publicity in the newspaper.
Oh, that's something I ought to be able to help you with, too. My wife happens to be the anchor person on WMON. As a matter of fact, my kid sister owns a station now, doesn't she?
Do you think I might be on TV, Dr. Kavanaugh?
Well, I'll tell you, if I had known you were going to be as good as you were this morning, I would call my wife, had her send over a camera crew, and they would have taped something, maybe used it on the evening news.
Hey, now that would really be something.
Well, I will talk to her. We'll see what we can arrange. Let me get some coffee.
Hey, let me get it for you, Kim. How do you take it?
Black.
Great.
Got a bright young nephew there, Nancy.
Yeah, I just wish he would be more open. His puppets tell us more than he does.
I'll get the spectrograph analysis over to Logan's office first thing in the morning. We really did wrap up the case, I guess, huh?
Fine. There's nothing I like better than giving the boys a complete package. You're not in very high spirits today, are you?
No, I guess not.
It's because of Steve, is it? Because he took that assignment out west?
He didn't take it, Chief. You offered it to him, didn't you?
It's a voluntary assignment. All undercover work around here is and always will be voluntary.
I see. I guess you know that I'm going to miss him. I haven't been away from Steve for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And now it's going to be 3 or 4 months.
Could easily be that long. He's got to infiltrate an organization of criminals. And they don't make friends very fast.
Yes.
Deborah, I know this is none of my business. But I got the impression that one of the reasons Steve volunteered for this assignment was because that there was a personal side.
Well, yeah, I guess there is a personal side to it. I guess that's the reason he took the assignment. It was because of us.
You didn't have a fight, did you? I know you two can go at it pretty strong sometimes.
No, we didn't have a fight. It was just a difference in opinion on how we should live our lives.
Deborah, Steve is coming back.
Sure.
Yes? Oh, what does she want here? All right, I suppose we're through. Send her in. She's back.
Don't tell me. Raven.
Yes, now whatever you do, don't cross swords with her here. Maybe she's ready to see reason on this baby matter.
Okay, I promise I don't say a word to her. I'd sure like to kill her with a look.
Oh, hello. Hi, Deborah. Well, you sure look nice. What is this, the new police uniform, or is it yours? Well, don't you look so worried. I didn't come here to make more demands on the police force. I just wanted to ask you to take me to dinner.
I'm sorry, Raven. I'm too busy tonight. Maybe some other time.
Oh, but I can't go another time. I mean, I have to go tonight. Can't you work tomorrow? Look, this will give me a chance to tell you my side of the story. I'm sure you already know Logan's.
All right, maybe so. Maybe I could work tomorrow night.
That woman is really persistent. She must be very good at her job, don't you think? I mean, even though you don't have a thought about buying a house, she makes you feel crazy if you don't. What'd you think about the place?
Yeah, it was real nice.
You know, it had kind of a warmth to it. A real loving warmth. As though the people who lived in the house before loved each other so much that some of it was left in the house. Sounds silly, I guess. Daddy always laughs at me when I talk like that. Kirk?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could live in our own house?
Yeah, I guess it would.
You know, maybe that's part of your problem. I mean, about not feeling married. Well, not just your loss of memory. Maybe it's because we're living in the house with Molly and Daddy, and it's almost as though we're children, not married adults.
Doesn't feel like my house, that's for sure.
But if we could live in our own home, a house as beautiful as that one, maybe things would be different. Not that we could afford it. $100,000.
It's just a dream, Emily.
Oh, but wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could make that dream come true somehow? It would be absolute heaven living in a house like that.